Final part of the program for today and for this business week. Omotola Abimbola, investment analyst at AfroInvest, managed to keep him behind. So he kicked off the program, then he's wrapping it up for us today. What a privilege you have there, Omotola. I know you folks are busy to get your AfroInvest market economic outlook report launched by next week, Tuesday. We're taking a good look at that. I'm sure it's been a very busy few weeks, first 2 weeks of January with you folks. So we appreciate your time sticking around in the studio doing television interview at this point in time. So what's your outlook for the market next week? We've seen a very, for the remainder of January, technically we have less than 1.5 weeks to wrap up the month.
Well, we expect sentiments to remain positive next week. Of course, we do not expect the pace of gain to be sustained into the new week because last week the market was up by over 10%, which was the highest in the last 20 months. This week we're already up around 4.5% or thereabouts. But if you look at the markets yesterday, there was a bit of profit taking on some large cap stocks, but demand was still quite strong for the small caps, particularly in the banking sector and also a bit in the consumer goods and even the industrial goods sectors as well. Going into the new week, we still expect demand to remain strong for the small caps because of the repricing going on there by foreign investors who are looking to rotate part of their portfolio into the Nigerian markets once again due to the improving economic fundamentals. However, like I mentioned initially, the pace of gain should slow because if you are looking at the valuation multiples of the companies in the Nigerian markets right now, the multiples are looking they're looking a bit overstretched, and of course there are concerns from some quarters that there is perhaps a bit of exuberance in the market. We do not think so. We still think that the market still has some upside for further gains. However, the pace of acceleration should moderate as we see investors profit away the upside potential for most of the stocks in the markets.
But if the market is going to have a bit of a slowdown, how much of a slowdown are you looking at, Omotola? For us, we are looking at probably perhaps gains moderating back to the normal average of between 1% and 2% in a typical cycle. Last week was a very huge bull run, and of course anybody with the knowledge of market cycles would understand that the market does not typically record such a quantum of gains every week. So typically we should expect pace of weekly gain to reduce to the lower 1% to 2% region going forward. And we expect the small caps to remain a major driver of the gains. For the large caps, they've been clearly defensive in the weak economic cycle. But the valuation multiples now already, look very close to the pre-crisis level. So perhaps the upside potential there is not so much again. But for the small caps, I think there is still a bit of more upside for investors to take advantage of. Yeah, for the small caps, I'm sure everyone will be looking at where to still make money, even though the market may decide to slow down. Any major economic activity or business activity that you think could shape the market as we try to wrap up the first month of the year? Anything on your horizon?
Not really for now. But if you are taking a consensus view of the market analyst today, the major downside risk to the positive market cycle we're experiencing right now is, of course, the political risk, which would probably crystallize around the second half of 2018. So it looks as if the coast would remain, clear, at least for the first few months of the year. But as we approach the second half of the year, we should expect some marginal correction in the markets as some traders, try to reduce their position, their exposure to Nigeria, due to the typical volatility we experience during election cycles in virtually all the frontier markets.
Okay, Omotola Abimbola, thank you very much for holding the beginning and the end of the market of the show for us today from investment analyst from AfroInvest. See you next week. And thank you everyone for watching. This is Business Morning Today, live from Abuja, Nigeria's political capital. It's Friday, and I'm going home. I'll see you again from Lagos, the home of business, economy, and the markets, from Monday. That's where I work, live, and play. Thanks for hosting me for 2 days in Abuja, everyone. Bye for now.